I know people still come up to me about me being eliminated from American Idol. Do people still come up to you about it?
Oh my goodness. When you were eliminated, it was like the whole world was pissed.
They still be mad.
They still, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm sure they come up to you. I mean, people still talk to me about, God, that night that Jennifer Hudson was eliminated.
Really?
I go, I know.
You were always very
the
encouraging.
people that need to win, and the people that don't need to win end up winning big time. And
Wow.
you did.
Thank you. I am so happy to see you. Thank you so much for being here.
I'm so excited to be here. Finally.
You're finally here.
Finally, I'm the last of the OGs.
Well, we had to say the best for last. Yes. Don't you just love her, y'all? You're so amazing. And I have to say, you were always extra supportive on the show. She used to get us gifts and stuff, y'all, which was very encouraging. Like, you know, you were the the softness of it all that kept us, at least I like to think, grounded.
Someone had to be. Definitely
You know?
wasn't gonna be the guy to the left of me.
Yeah,
for
you know,
sure.
because back then, Simon wasn't too nice. He wasn't
Welcome
very
to my
supportive.
world for a decade.
Was he tough on you too, Paula?
Tough on me?
Yeah.
I'd have spikes on my heels so I could kick them underneath the table. I mean, honest to God.
I never thought about what it was like for the judges to sit next to Simon. But he's so mellow now.
Well, he's a daddy.
Is that what changed him?
I think so.
You think so?
I think so.
Because it felt so different when he came here. I said, this ain't the same Simon. Where's
I
Simon
know.
go?
I know.
You feel the same way?
Yeah, he's different.
Wow.
Not that different, though.
Not that different?
Not that
What do you
different.
think is still the same?
Oh, gosh. He's snarky, as always. He's snarky. I mean...
Paula telling on you, Simon.
Yeah, no, seriously. And he still makes jokes every time I see him. He goes, come here, Paula. Come here. Like how I would say to my chihuahuas.
So, I know people still come up to me about me being eliminated from American Idol. Do people still come up to you about it?
Oh, my goodness. I mean, that was a moment. When you were eliminated, it was like the whole world was pissed.
They still be mad.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm sure they come up to you. I mean, people still talk to me about, God, that night that Jennifer Hudson was eliminated.
Really?
I go, I know. And I remember interviewing you after, and
Wow.
I was on Entertainment Tonight, and I said to you, you know, I have a feeling some amazing things are going to happen to you. Remember I said,
You were
sometimes
always
the
very encouraging.
people that need to win, and the people that don't need to win end up winning big time. And
Wow.
you did.
Thank you. Thank you. See, for that encouragement you always was giving me. I appreciate it so much. Wait a minute. It's been 20 years since American Idol started. Can you believe it?
I know.
20 years?
That was like a whole grown-up ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was 22 when I was on Idol. I'm 41 now. So it's all, and I was season 3. 7th place and proud of it. Okay? So tell me this, a psychic predicted that you were going to be on Idol?
This is absolutely true.
Yeah?
I was gifted a gift certificate to see a psychic, and I was skeptical. And I remember, this was 3 years before American Idol even started. And she proceeded to tell me that I'm going to be doing a television show, so like a talent show, and I was like, what? I mean, my only reference had been Star Search from decades ago. I'm like, I'm not doing that. She goes, honey, you willed it to happen. It's happening. You're doing it. And I'm like, I didn't pay attention. She said I'd be sitting in between an with an R across the pond, and that he will be the thorn in my side, and that I'll be sitting also to the right of me in between a gentleman that I already know. His name starts with the letter R. And she said that it would be at a studio with the initial F. She said it was going to be the biggest show, break records on television, and I paid no attention to it. I really didn't. And it was almost 3 years to date when I was called into Fox. And all of a sudden, they're talking about this show, and all of a sudden, missiles started going off in my brain. Oh, my God, I know Randy Jackson, because when I was in my late teens, I used to help do dance and cheerleading camps. And I wanted to figure out how could our camp get even bigger. I mean, I was already a Laker girl teaching Laker girl routines, and I was teaching my MTV videos to these kids, and our camp and competition was building. And I thought, well, it's really interesting. The same band that is traveling in the same college campuses is a group journey. And I called up the promoter and got all these extra tickets, and we went backstage, met Steve Perry, and then met Randy Jackson, who was the bass player.
Oh, my God.
And then smash cut 2 years later. I know this sounds crazy, but when I was a little girl, I had a babysitter that drove me nuts because he never paid attention to me. And he was an aspiring singer-songwriter, and his name was Michael Bolton, who turned out to be Michael Bolton. Yeah, I don't even know why I'm telling this story.
Well, your babysitter was Michael Bolton. That's amazing. That was legendary. You started out as a Lakers girl?
I did.
And I heard you almost didn't make the audition.
No, I
Look at this.
well, I knew that the girls I was auditioning with, they were all up there. And they said, hey, Paula, you want to try out to be a Laker girl with us? And I said, no, I don't look like you. And they said, oh, but you're good. Come on. What do you have to lose? And then I figured, you know what? When I was a little girl, my dad taught me at 8 years old, he said, because I'd say, Dad, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. Oh, there's my daddy. I'm going to make it one day. And he said, well, honey, you're going to be faced with rejection. And rejection, you're going to be told no. And that you're going to have to accept that it's okay. Because I'm going to tell you something. Remember this, honey. No is the beginning of a negotiation.
Love that.
And I carried that with me my whole life. So when I got to, I was the only girl carpooling with 4 other talls, and I was the small. And I figured, I'm not the obvious choice. I'm never the obvious choice. So I brought a bag of clothes, you know. I brought a dance bag. So there were thousands of girls auditioning, and I was number 742. I remember the number. And I remember they took, you know, hundreds at a time, and I got up, and it was my line, and I'm like this.
Yes.
On my toes. And they go, when we call your number, please step forward. And I'm going, and 2 of my friends were called, and I'm going, yes. And I'm sitting here on my toes, and number 742, and I stepped up, and I'm like, and then I heard from the voice from God, all right, if we called your number, we're thinning the herd. You can come back next season. Didn't even get to dance. So 3 of the girls, me and 2 girls, I was so pissed. There were 2 girls left, and I was so aggravated. And I ran to the bathroom, and I got into the stall, and I said, no, it's the beginning of a negotiation. And I took off my leotard and tights, put on a new leotard and tights. And this time I put my hair in a ponytail.
Go on, Paula.
And I entered as my middle name, Julie. And I spelled my last name, Abbal. And I went out there, and the 2 girls that were cut with me were like, you can't do this. And I went, and I ran out to the next 2 girls, and they were like, that's not fair. I can't believe you're doing this. You can't do. And I'm like, there are no rules. I mean,
right.
So like, who cares? And so I did it, and then all 3 of us got cut.
You got cut again?
Got cut again, and then I said, guys, can you just wait one more round? I still have one more outfit. And they said, no, we're leaving. Take a bus or a cab home. I went, really? They go, really? And I went into the stall. I saved the best for last. I pulled out the Jane Fonda red and white chevron stripe leotard.
You knew what to do.
I put blue leg warmers on. I put blue wristbands and a blue headband. And now I had to enter as my first initial P, my middle initial J, and I spelled my last name Apple, A-P-P-L-E. And what am I going to do? I have to change my hair. So I put
Don't tell me you had
half up, half down, and it became very, very, very famous. The palm tree, Paula's palm tree on top of her with a hair scrunchie. And I sat in my office on the toilet, and I said, dear God, I'm going to be bold and daring and unique. Okay, look after me. And I went out there. Right as I was going out, I heard back half of the arena come forward and the front half go back. So I just ran right to the middle front. And I got to dance, and then they said, back half of the arena, come front, go to the back. I'm going, oh, shoot, they're going to forget about me. What am I going to do? Be bold, be daring. And I ran right back up to the front.
You were determined to make it, and you did.
3 times the charm.
Oh, my God. I thought I had some never give up about me. Wow. And you're still an amazing dancer, and you still dance even now. Can I ask, how old are you now?
I'm proud of it. I'm 60.
You just did this?
Yep, that was like this. Woo!
You not afraid of that?
Oh, that's the most fun I have. My dancers are always scared, like, oh, we're going to drop you. I said, no, you don't. I know where you live. You're not dropping me.
Oh, my God. I want to be like you, honey. So I heard that you and Shaq were neighbors or are neighbors. I'm trying to get him on the show. Shaq, where you at?
Shaq, you got to come on
What
the
I got to
show.
do? What was it like being neighbors, right?
What? Shaq was looking for a house, and he wanted to see mine. And, of course, mine was too small for him. He sucked him down. But I told him, you know what? And I lived in a gated community, and it was a cul-de-sac street. I said, you know what? There's a house right across the street that, like, you should at least see this home because maybe you can meet the builder because it's huge ceilings, huge door frames, everything. It would work for you. I said, in the front foyer, it's like it could be a half-court basketball. You could have little bleachers. I mean, it's that big. So I walked him across the street, knocked on the door, and my friends, they had just moved in, not even a year. They were living there. And he walked in, and he was like, this is it. And he offered them quite a bit more than...
Oh.
And said, you got to be out in a couple of weeks. And they were. And he moved in literally across the street from me. That was fantastic, great. We were both represented by the same business manager. We're friends. And then I didn't know that came with like 18 billion cars as well. So I had to go to work in the morning and drive to studios to work. But I had to get the keypad code so I could go and get his car keys and move his cars. Try getting into a Shaquille O'Neal car. I literally was standing like this. I'm like with my hand, foot on pillow, I'm like backing cars out.
You had to stand up in his car?
Oh, I could full on stand up on his car. Yeah, I come up to here on him. Okay, so no, but it was like he had these big turtles. They'd escape his home, come across the street, and end up in my koi pond. And when his mom would come, Lucille would come and visit, like. She'd be chasing him with a frying pan outside, yelling at him. He'd be running like this. And then, like, he always had these New Year's Eve parties. Mm-hmm. And, you know, New Year's Eve is great and fine, but sometimes you just want to stay in. And I was in my sweats. And there's a knock on the door, and there's Shaq wearing as bright a pink of a shirt, a 3-piece suit. White pink
suit? Oh,
with great little skinny gray pinstripes, with a pink derby hat, and he took me over his shoulder. I kicking and screaming. I didn't want to. I'm in my sweats. Everyone's dressed up. He has a big party. But see, I knew what happens at midnight. So right before the clock struck midnight, I ran under the dining room table, because what he does is he moons people, and puts his butt on your head. So.
Shaq.
That's Shaq, you know.
Oh, my God. Well, did you move?
No, he had to move. I wasn't going to move.
You have some amazing stories. Doesn't she have some amazing stories?
I do.
Okay. Wow. Everybody you know is a legend.